Yeah, aloha. What is going to come up today? I did have a thought this morning, so I've been going internal. I think I'm inside myself more than on the outside, and even when I'm outside, I'm definitely more inside, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if it does, maybe for some. Okay, so I had a thought this morning, so I wrote it down. I'll just read it out. I've said this before. I've heard other people say this before too, so I'm not the only one. We are in a game, but not everybody knows it. Some people do. Some people have known for a long time. And I'll just quickly segue from what I'm writing. So some people have known we're in a game, and they have the rule book, and they know how to play it, and they know there's certain rules to the game. And there are certain cheat codes and hacks and secret tunnels and access to other levels and everything that not everyone knows. But let me just get back to what I wrote down. We are in a game. Our ordinary lives are like a cover. The real life is played in the subconscious. The game is and has always been playing out in the subconscious realm. We are all living a double life. Okay, I just said it. I'm like, okay. And I did write something else. I'm just going to say that too. But so this, as it comes in, and as I've said, and I'm finding, it's fun. I'm segueing again, sorry, tangent. When I look back to when I first kind of restarted doing these videos, and even if I look back at the stuff I was doing on Instagram, and my intention has always been and is always been to be part of the helping of everyone to actually see through the illusion, to actually do what I did and go inner. Like when I dove deep, I actually, through going within through meditation, even though I don't like the word meditation so much, I dove into my still waters. How about that? I should write that down. I like that. I dove into my still waters. And I did go into the darkness, through the dark waters, because as you go deeper, it gets darker. But the interesting thing is, once you get to a point where you allow the darkness and even embrace the darkness, integrate the darkness, because while it's separate, okay, this is just coming in now, I'm sorry, just bear with me. While it's separate, it's a bit of an enemy. It's like we're enemies. There's that polarity, and there's a them and us. When we integrate and embrace and center, it's no longer thy enemy. It is part of us, and there's strength within that darkness. And through the deep waters, through the deep still waters of self, once you get past that particular, let's just call it for the sake of argument, and this is kind of linking into where I started, level, then there is light. Then the inner light is almost blinding. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just saying it as it comes in, and that's what I'm more and more so doing. And okay, back to the other tangent I was on. When I look back at what I was doing previously, I almost cringe. I'm like, oh, you were trying. You were really trying. And that was the point. That is the thing. I was trying. I was trying to do it. I was trying to be it. And now I'm allowing. Okay, this is revelations for me. So I'm telling myself now. So when I look back, it's a little bit cringe for me because I go, I'm not like that anymore. That's not me anymore. And we are. I am realizing we are ever changing. And it's important. I mean, we can have a little cringe and go, oh, I'm a little bit embarrassed of where I was at because I'm not there anymore. But instead of doing that, to love that version of self. So right now, I'm going to say, okay, that version of me that I did at one point cringe because she was trying, she didn't quite nail it. I love her, and I'm sorry that I felt shame for her. I won't go into all this now because the shame and blame in life is a big thing with us all. And I've cried over my shame for my life choices and trying to find my way. We are all trying to find our way. And it's a bit like we're blind. We don't realize we're blind because we think we can see, but we're only seeing, and this goes back to what I wrote down here, one version of reality, this cover version, and we're not realizing that we've got a whole other existence, a whole other realm in which we are doing amazing things, and that is everyone. And we think we've got wars in this world. There's been wars playing out on this other level, and we have no idea, or not everyone does. Now I'm realizing, realizing, okay, that's another, I'm like this and this. Okay, I'm realizing in lifetime, I am realizing, as in realizing, I'm realizing, but when I said it, I heard I am real eyes in R-E-A-L, sorry, excuse my spelling. That's one word, eyes, E-Y-E-S, in, real eyes in. Oh, okay. Okay, this is really good. So I'm actually code cracking right in front of you now because I've been on this journey of code cracking, and I think this is part of why I am here, is to not only code crack and not only even, I had this thought a couple of nights ago when I looked at some of my earlier videos and even my other ones from like, I was compelled ages ago. And it made me cringe, and I went, you didn't know? Poor girl, you didn't really know, as you know, where I am now. But that version of me back then looked back on the other version of me and went, oh, you really had no idea. So it's a progression, but I think it's important for us each to realize, like, nobody just knows everything. Everybody is a work in progress, in process. So let's not be hard with each other, and let's definitely not be hard with ourselves. So I am reconciling with my past versions, and I am loving them for where they were when they were it. And now, I'm going to look back at me. No, I'm not going to cringe because I'm past that. I'm past the cringe. No more cringe for me or for anyone, for me looking at anyone. No longer will I cringe, nor blame, nor judge, nor criticize. I can look at things and go, oh, I can see that, but I don't need to make judgment and put tags and solidify box walls for people, because that is really important too. And something else I've talked about, which I think I'm going to be repeating certain things over and over, which is necessary to keep doing that. That sometimes we don't allow other people to change because we keep looking at them a certain way. And even when they're trying to change, from our reactions and behaviors, we can keep people stuck because we'll keep treating them like that version, even if they are in evolution and they're trying their best to move into their next version of self. So we need to stop doing that. All of us, if we can. And I think as I go back, and I'll come back to the real eyes in, maybe. So knowing that now we have at least 2-dimensional versions of life going on in unison. So this one here, where everybody's got a job, you get holidays, you've got family, you might drive this car, or you might take the bus, you like doing art, or you like this kind of music. This is sort of, I think, this is like the crust, the surface level. And that is what we mostly see. And then within that, when we go deeper, is this other version of self. Now, that's also part of the game. So there's 2 layers of the game, but already as we speak, I can feel there's another version, which feels like it's up here. So we have the crust, the surface, the inner, and then there's this other. And I think that one's much more expansive. I'm not sure. I don't think that part is playing the game. And I'm just saying it as I'm having it come in my head. This is really interesting for me. So the surface crust, the human self, the deeper internal subconscious self, which is also playing out the game. And then there is this all-encompassing expanded self, which is that spirit. I think that is spirit, which is then connected to our soul, oversoul, and universal source energy. Okay, so at this particular stage, I've got 3 layers going. I hope this is making sense. If it does make sense, and if you have more sense to add to it, let me know, because I think where I'm going with this too is, as I've mentioned before, I've got all these books, and what I have realized with my looking inward, realizing, is that, you're kidding me, that thought just got sucked out of my head. What happened? Hang on a sec. No way. What happened there? Okay. I was just saying the 3 layers, the conscious game, the subconscious game, the expanded self. Where was I going with that? Okay. It's like I got the thread. Okay, the books, the code cracking. Okay, I realized, I don't know, I used to assume everybody could see what I could see in things, and I realized I see things within things. Everything, I'm sorry, I use words like thing and stuff a lot to encompass something I can't exactly encapsulate. So there are things within things, there are layers within everything, and I'm especially realizing, here's something else I wrote which I'll add in here. Everything on the outside is symbolic of the inside, a reflection. And even in our world, this is also, so this is the multi-dimensional layers of life. There is our individual storyline, and the inner is projecting out to show us the symbolic references and significance to how we're playing this game. And then, okay, so we can take those symbols and significance, and synchronicities are really part of that, the signs, and allow that to help us in this game. But then there is also another layer of that, is our collective surface story, where there are, even I heard this beautiful, so many beautiful souls and beautiful intuitive tarot reader, what's the name? Intuitive unicorn. Anyway, she's wonderful, and I can see she also sees the layers and through the delusions, illusions. But she actually said something about that, and she referred to, say, the 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G going in our world, and also all the towers going up, is quite significant. And if you know tarot, a tower is quite a changing moment in how things need to crumble, old things need to crumble in order for the new to come in. So there's much relevance in what's happening in that sense. And also she pointed out, and also I resonated with this about, and I don't watch any TV really at all, except if I happen to see something cross somewhere. But she mentioned the two people who climbed to the top of this Empire State Building, I think it was. And I saw that, and I just don't really, I very often don't look at the outside world in the media. But that came to my attention. I went, oh, how interesting. What a long way up. But I didn't pick up on the significance of that in relation to our collective story within the game, from the inner reflection, from the subconscious, projecting out to show how high our consciousness, our mass consciousness, is actually at right now. And if we can all grasp that, because where we turn our attention to is what we are growing within this reality, within this game. So it's really important to be mindful of where your attention's going. If you're watching things that are pulling you down into desperation and depravity, and feeling in lack and feeling afraid through fear, that's not going to help you within this game, within this storyline. So be mindful to shift your perspective. And sometimes, though, I found if I've seen something and I catch myself seeing something negative and I catch myself, I will pivot and go and ask myself, do I want to grow this? Do I want this in my world? And anything, if it's to do with war or poverty or power struggles, greed, hell no. Hell freaking no. I'm going to turn my attention to the opposite, to the polarity. Okay, and even though I'm saying it, something else is dropping in, but saying there is that center point, that 0 point, that balance point between the both of them, which I feel is important for some reason. Okay. Okay, so how do I wrap this up? Where did I even start? I did start with we're in a game. So I think now the mass collective of us, all of us, are now all starting to get the inclination. We're looking around going, I think there's something more going on. I think there's a game and I'm playing it, but I didn't know it. But now I do, and that is the important point, is now you do. And the thing is, in this game, and this is where some people have got it wrong, they think there can only be a finite or a few finite winners. That is incorrect, and I know this to my core, is everyone can win the game. Everyone. not a soul left out. We can all win the game, live the game, and live happily ever after. And this is where we are at now. And I'm really happy to have that thing pointed out about the Empire State Building, because I do feel that. I can feel the rising consciousness of the collective, of everyone, and it's so exciting because there's definitely something, and I'm not even going to say coming, there's something here now that as we all turn our attention to it from the old energy that may not serve us, has not served us all, if we turn our attention to this new energy, to this new collective unity, magic's going to happen. That's all I'm translating it as. Magic is going to happen. And you know that feeling of, have you ever had that feeling in life, 2122 on the clock, so where you're just in wow, you're in awe, you're in wonder, like the jaw, the jaw-dropping moment. We're all going to have that. And I don't know if it'll be all at once or it'll be in waves. It's maybe waves or just firing off around the world. We are all going to have that. And even those who have been caught up in the winning of the game, like, they're still going to win because we are all moving, shifting, and we're going to break a old cycle. I almost wanted to say curse. I won't say curse, that sounds a bit witchy. But we're breaking through the crust of this surface level, through it, disintegrating it into a more spatial and open and free, living in love state of being. Okay, on that note, 11:10. Okay, I thought it said 11:11. 11:10. That's all right. I like 11:10. And within my books too, I do note a lot of the number synchronicity down. And in actually going back over and looking into the numbers also, and looking up the numbers, how much resonance, it all has significance. I'm starting to believe that nothing has no significance. If that makes sense. Or I could say everything has significance, but I prefer to say nothing has no significance. Anyway, okay, I think that's me for now. It is 11:11 now, but I mean, does that count? But my eyes just went, I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, I'm going to go for now, and wherever you are, I hope you're having a beautiful morning, arvo, evening. I hope you're loving yourself, please, even now. And you can do it, I'm just going to do it right now. Just even, I don't know, I just feel like putting my hands together. I forgive my versions of self that suffered and staggered upon the path of life. It's okay because it was all part of my bigger journey, my bigger picture. There's no need to judge, no need to cringe, no need to criticize. I am where I am when I am it, and I let go anything that binds or bonds me into the cringe of self and allow myself to be free. Thank you, my divine spirit, my angels, my guides, my family. Okay, on that note, now I'm definitely out of here. So much love to all, and I will pop back in tomorrow's.